All right, today we're going to find the volume of a sphere. Okay, volume of a sphere. Volume is equal to 4/3 pi r cubed. All right, so in this case, we have a diameter of our sphere through our great circle, which is 14, and our radius then is 7. So we literally just plug in. Volume equals to 4/3 pi, 7 cubed. If you're going to have to show work and do this exactly, you're going to do 4/3 pi, and then 7 cubed is 343. And then if you're going to continue showing all your work, 4 times 343 is 1372, all over 3, and that's a bad 3 pi, and that's an exact answer. So volume equals 1372 over 3 pi. 3 does not divide cleanly into 1372, so you can leave it like that, and it would be in miles cubed. So that's exact. Now, if you're going to do an approximate, if you're going to use 3.14 for pi, volume will come out approximately equal to 1,436.026, so 0.3, and that would be miles cubed. If you use pi on the calculator, okay, you're going to get a little bit more accurate number. It would be 1436.755 or 76 rounded to nearest hundredth miles cubed. All right, and that's how you find volume. All right, so exact versus approximate using 3.14 versus using pi and getting your approximate. All right, next, the only thing you could be missing is the radius. So we want to know what is the radius going through the great circle here. Okay, and what's this? Okay, so we have a volume of 4,500 centimeters cubed. So again, we're going to take our volume equals to 4/3 pi r cubed. We're not going to know r at this point. We're not going to know the radius, so we're going to plug in 4,500 equals 4/3 pi r cubed. In situations like this, if I have to show work and it has to be exact, I'm going to then multiply everything by 3. I'm going to get 4,500 times 3 is going to give me 13,500, so 13,500 equals 4 pi r cubed. Then I would divide by 4 pi and 4 pi. Now, 13,500 is divisible by 4. And it comes out to 3,375, but pi is still in your denominator, and that equals to r cubed. All right, now the challenge is that you have to take the cube root of both sides to solve for r. So you introduce the symbol, and you put a 3 in your kickstand of your root symbol, and you do the same here. Now you can get out a calculator, or you can use Desmos calculator, and you can plug in cube root. You'll have to put the 3 into the kickstand. There'll be a place for it. Or you can use your graphing calculators, and you can pull up the cube root symbol, and you put this in as a fraction. 3,375 divided by pi, and you put the pi symbol in. If you have to use 3.14, if that's what your directions say, then you would substitute 3.14 in for that, okay? Now, if you need an exact answer, what you're going to do is you're going to say r is equal to the cube root of 3,375 over pi, and it is in centimeters cubed. Now, 3,375, always check your numbers. You can take the cube root of that. The cube root of 3,375 is 15, so it's over the cube root of pi. Now, if you remember learning with square roots, you cannot have a square root in the denominator. Well, you can't have a cube root in your denominator either. So we're going to have to rationalize by multiplying by the cube root of pi. The problem is this is a cube root, so we need the power on pi to be 3. Well, that's a power of 1. This one's a power of 1, so we need to make this a power of 2. So we do that on both of them, because remember, you're multiplying by the number 1 in terms of your root. So this is a cube root, so you need the powers here to match. And what that means is if I were to multiply these, I would get the cube root of pi cubed, leaving pi to drop out. All right, so with that said, our final answer exact for our radius is going to be 15 cube root of pi squared all over pi. And this is in centimeters. And actually there's no cubed on that, I apologize. That's a radius, so it's a length. So take that off. Back up the boat. All right, so this is just centimeters. This is exact, all right, in its rationalized form. All right, now to take this and then get approximate form, very simply I would work from here where my radius is equal to the cube root of 3375 over pi. I would get my calculator out and I would plug it in, and if you're using Desmos, same thing, the online calculator. All right, now if you use 3.14 for pi, your radius is approximately going to come out to be 10.241, so 10.24 to the nearest hundredth, and don't forget your units of centimeters. All right, so that is how you would get a missing radius in terms of pi. All right, that's another way it would be, but you'd have to rationalize, and this is how we do it. This is how you would calculate it using pi, and in using 3.14, it'll come out exactly to 10.24 rounded to the nearest hundredth.